Good morning and hello, I'm Professor Code and this is the Fox Supermodel Racing Review for Saturday the 24th of September 2022. Quick look at yesterday's results then for Friday the 23rd. We're at Newcastle on the all-weather in the 5:15. We got the eventual winner, which was nice, number 4 Ciola. We had £2 per £8 unit, we're 100 times bigger than that, so we had £200 win at 5 to 1. It was returned at 13 to 2, 6.5 to 1, so we did worse than that. And we also saw it drift out to about 17 to 2, which is 8.5 to 1, and at one point it was as low as 4 to 1. So it was swinging around a lot. We got on relatively early at 5 to 1. So not perfect execution, but got the account up. We had basically per £8 unit, it was a profit of £9.60 on £2, which was 4.8 to 1 after return on investment, ROI. A return on stake, whatever you want to call it. 0.25 a unit exposure, quarter of a unit exposure, £2 on 8. So anyway, that's what we did. The accounts come up to about 66 units in profit overall, so that's a good thing. What do we think of that run? Well, it was a combination of the horse being slightly gamed for its handicap mark, as we said. It had a couple of runs over 10 at Goodwood, decent races at Goodwood. Which sort of forced the handicapper to give it a mark off its initial run, which was, I just grabbed this, which was at Southall in the 1 mile 3, and it sort of it ended up with a mark of a 69, which was pretty reasonable, and then they put it into this Newcastle 1 mile 4 and a bit. Which was ideal conditions for it. So that's where it was, and it wasn't totally convincing. It got slightly outpaced. Newcastle on the all-weather is quite quick, up to about a mile, but relatively slow at 1 mile 4 due to the turns and what have you and the layout of the course. So anyway, but it managed to get going and basically held off the challenges. So it worked out well in the end. That was all good. So we'll stop it there and write up today's racing. Right, we're back. We've written up today's racing then for Saturday the 24th. We've got no filter 1, which is our structure filter, no ratio filter. We do have an alternate, a market raising on National Hunt on 143. It's the first race there on the card. It's a mare's novice hurdle, class 4, 4-year-old plus 2 mile, 125 yards. Good. Right. Okay, we're looking at number 4, Kingston Sunrise. And what do we know about that horse? Well, it's had 3 runs, changed trainers, it's had 3 subsequent runs. It was racing in France before that, and it had a change of trainer before that in France as well. So anyway, it's a 5-year-old. It came out on the 18th to the 5th, Southall, maiden hurdle mares, 2 mile good. And what do we know about that? Basically, if you watch that replay, you'll see that it's all over the park. That horse, it's sort of weaving around and leading. It's quite a neat jumper at pace, but it's a pretty wild horse. The winner was rated 115 in that race, and inevitably it faded and burnt out in the end. So that was its first run, if you like. And then the 3rd of the 6th, Huntington maiden hurdle, 2 mile good. As we say at Huntington, the winner's about 104, second 98, so that sort of nails it a little bit. Not settling again, the horse, and it's a front run. 2 out. If you watch that race, 2 out, it really whacks the hurdle, and the jockey nearly comes unseated, and the horse nearly comes down actually, and it manages to recover a little bit and sort of donkey on, but basically lost its chance there. So that was a pace issue and a mistake. And then the final run, and then it had a 58-day break, and then came out of market raising maiden hurdle, which is basically where we are at the distance, good as well. So it had a 58-day break, and then came out in this similar race on the 31st of July. And the 31st of July, it's still keen, that horse, and it basically it nearly got there. You've got a £7 claimer riding that horse, conditional jockey as they call them on the National Hunt, and pretty decent condition jockey. The horse clearly goes well for it. He just slightly mistimed it, and the horse had had a little bit of a break as well. It had a 58-day break, so that's where the issue was possibly. But nevertheless, it was a very good performance. We're now in this similar race with the same conditional £7 jockey, and it's had a 55-day break again. So this jockey presumably will have learnt something from that experience and will pace it just slightly differently. And we're only talking a marginal change of pace, and this horse will win quite nicely. So and it's got an official rating of what is it? I think it's 98. Let's just see if I can read my writing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's got an official rating of 98. So that horse would have been difficult to rate for the handicapper due to its very free running front running style. As I said, it was all over the park at Southwell. Really clouted the hurdle, 2 out at Huntington, and on this one they nearly got their act together. And so basically what we're saying is if they can get their act together, it should win. So and we've got £2 per £8 unit on at 6 to 1, which is we're 100 times bigger than that, as we say. So it's £200 to win at 6 to 1. Gives us exposure of 0.25, quarter of a unit at that level. And the reason we do it like that is because we know not everybody's if you're just betting starting out, you want to be starting on a much lower stake. So you could work this method on a £100 to £200 account using £8 unit. So that's what we're doing there. So just to recap then, we're at the first race at Market Rasen. It's the 143. We're on this Kingston Sunrise, which if they get their act together on that horse, and this £7 conditional jockey learns from his previous experience, and they run it in a similar fashion from the front, it should win at decent odds. So each way is a bit iffy because if it fades, it could well be eased, and you'll find that it just drops right the way down the field. So we wouldn't advise each way on that. So anyway, that's where we are. Any new subscribers, welcome. Thanks for watching generally, and we'll review this tomorrow, and goodbye.